Hello, I'm Eunson. I'm Distillery General Manager here at Tomatin Distillery, and I'm sitting at the moment in what is our old Mash Tun. This was actually the first full outer mash tun in Scotland, in the Scotch whisky industry. Used throughout the 70s and 80s when Tomatin was actually the biggest malt distillery ever to have been in Scotland. But in the 1980s we had a change of strategy and this fell redundant. So recently we have opened up the side to allow visitors to the distillery to see inside Mash Tun and get a better idea of how it actually operates. But the main reason for me sitting here today is actually to introduce you to the latest addition to the range of Tomatin whiskies. This is a 15-year-old limited edition, very limited in as much as there is only just over 3,000 bottles available. And what makes it unusual is the use of two different styles of casks in the maturation. Firstly, we have some second fill ex-bourbon casks. Second fill because they give you lighter, more delicate characteristics, more of the oxidation flavours, more fruity character, whereas a first fill ex-bourbon you get more intense wood-driven notes. But more importantly is the more unusual use of ex-Tempranillo wine casks. Now these Tempranillo grapes are normally used in the production of Spanish Rioja wine, a red wine, but because the thickness of the skins on the grape is actually quite thin, it's not a particularly deep colour. Now the colour of this whisky is actually surprisingly light as well, but don't let that put you off. It is actually full of rich character and flavours and aromas in here. The lightness of the whisky is partly because of the lack of depth of colour in the red wine, but also from the use of the second fill ex-bourbon casks. So by mixing the two together we do get quite a delicate colour here. The flavours themselves are a really good combination of the best of both worlds. You get the really intense wine-driven flavours coming through, but this is balanced out by the more subtle second fill ex-bourbon cask use. So on the nose, what I find here firstly is quite a strong fruity type character, very sweet fruit for all that, but also hints of things like fresh tobacco leaves, and there is a soft sort of sweet vanilla type character there, and perhaps even a sort of candy type sweetness, but everything is in perfect harmony within this. On the taste, you get that same intense fruity character coming through. There's a subtle spiciness, but again it's very well balanced. The finish is quite soft and creamy. Initially that spiciness is there, but it softens and gradually becomes more creamy and sort of a sweet sort of vanilla type characteristic once again. But overall this is a fantastic whisky, a tremendous addition to the range of Tomatin, and one that I certainly hope you'll enjoy. Slàinte.